Well, hi, this is Jane Fendelman. We did the masculine feminine connection workshop today, and it was huge. The place was full. It's good that not one more person came because I would not have had enough chairs. It was a powerful workshop, and and then I went out dancing tonight, which I do every Saturday. And it's funny because I just got home and was feeling so grateful that the place is clean because I had people who stayed afterwards and helped me. And I was thinking about how when I first bought this house almost 20 years ago, when the guy called off our wedding. So you may have seen my video called Dumped 2 weeks before my wedding. And that's true. That is what happened. That happened. I just turned 40. So it was 20 years ago because I'm just about to turn 60. And I realized something just now, for some reason. I never said why he dumped me 2 weeks before our wedding. Why he dumped me. The reason why he dumped me. The guy. Really great guy. We're still friends now. Not like hanging out buddies. And dodge that bullet. Because... anyway. He was very mental. In fact, his nickname was Mental Man at the self-awareness workshop place we used to hang around at and volunteer at. His nickname was Mental Man. And I am a feminine grounded person. So the workshop that I facilitated today with great facilitator Rick Williams was fantastic. It went off without a hitch. It was beautiful and flowed. It's called the Masculine Feminine Connection Workshop. And we explained a lot of things that just don't go well between men and women. And it's funny because if I knew all this then, and I guess I did know all this then because I was 40. Because I learned all this around 34, 35 years old. But I was in love, and when you're in love, you really are blind. Love is blind. So Richard realized before I did that we shouldn't get married. And he was very logical and left brain dominant, like men are. Men are beautifully and naturally left brain dominant. And I, being feminine grounded, was right and left brain. So women have a much thicker corpus callosum than men. Just a big thick like a rope, and men have thin like threads. And if you want to know more about this, get my audio download from my website store called Women's Lib Sucks. Women's Lib Sucks. And if you really want to know more about it and work on it with me, call me or text me and schedule an appointment, or come to my next Masculine Feminine Connection workshop. So Richard was very mental, very logical. And I was and am very fiery and emotional. What's funny is when I was a younger woman, I think like young women do, a young woman in a masculine grounded culture thinks there's something wrong with her because she's emotional. Just the same way women think there's something wrong with them because it takes them long time to orgasm. And men orgasm like that. So women end up thinking there's something wrong with them. And men, young boys, young men, think there's something wrong with... They either think there's something wrong with their woman because it takes her so long to orgasm, or the man thinks there's something wrong with himself because it takes his woman so long to orgasm. But it's okay. It takes your woman a long time to orgasm because young women are not good at being selfish and just thinking about themselves and the feeling down there that they're feeling. So, anyway, 2 weeks before our wedding, we were having some big, long debate, because we didn't argue and fight, but we would have these long debates because I would have some emotion and he would say, but that doesn't make sense that you feel that way. You shouldn't feel that way. And when a man tells a woman she shouldn't feel that way, there's no reason. You're oversensitive. You calm down. You're overreacting. That's just like gasoline on the fire. So men, just don't do that. So he was in the habit of doing that, and I was in the habit of fighting for my right to feel my feelings with him. And I was younger then. I don't think I was relaxed into the knowing as much as I am now as an older woman, that these are my emotions, and it's okay for me to have feelings and feel my feelings and let them out. And so one night during one of these things, he said, I don't think we should get married. And I said, okay. And I cut our medicine blanket in half. The blanket that we had our Holy Union on. We had a different kind of ceremony before our civil ceremony. And he goes, I thought we were supposed to do a ceremony if we ever needed to cut that in half. And I said, well, this is a ceremony. Whoosh. So it was pretty cold. And if you want to know what happened next, you're going to have to go look for my video called Get Your Man Back Fast. Because when people hear the story of how I got dumped 2 weeks before my wedding, they always want to know, well, what happened to that guy? And, well, I got him back. So you're going to have to watch that video to find out what happened there. Okay, so thank you for listening. And that's why he broke up with me. Because he thought I was too emotional, and also my passion was stronger than his. And we used to have this great teacher, George Adair, the founder of Omega, and George used to say, any two people can be together. It doesn't matter if they're opposites, if their fires match. So if you're equal in passion, it could be passion for anything. And an introvert can be with an extrovert if you have a fire that matches. And my fire was bigger, stronger. My fire, my drive, my direction, my ambition, my fire was stronger. So he was right. We didn't belong together. He was never going to be comfortable with me being a wild woman with big emotions. And our fires didn't match. And that's why he dumped me. And he was right to. We didn't match. It's just he realized it before me. Okay. Thank you for listening. And if you're a woman and you're listening, your emotions are okay. Like really and totally, really, completely okay. Whatever you're feeling, you have a right to feel. Let her rip. Don't harm people, but let your emotions out. And if you're a man and you like women, you're the captain of the ship. So if a storm kicks up, just don't yell at the ocean like a baby man. Calm down, you're overreacting. You're scaring me. You're upsetting me. You're being emotional. Don't do it. Just take down the sails, cut the engine, sit at the rudder, and watch for which way to steer. And maybe try this. God, baby, you're gorgeous when you're angry. Let her rip. I want to hear it all. I love all of you. Just let it out. I'm right here. Your imperturbable, unwavering, masculine presence. Pierce her mood with your thunderbolt of love. Because the feminine wants to be ravished and ravished and ripped open to God. Just be in a state of love when you're present with her, and be present. Be present. Be present with her. That's what calms her down. Not saying calm down, you're overreacting. That's just gasoline on the fire. Okay, I love you. I love you. I had such a wonderful time today in the masculine feminine connection workshop. I'm still high from it and dancing and being spun around by the men. Okay. Mwah.